Hey there guys, alright, today we are back with another Cottereau video, this time the timeline of English and British monarchs. As you guys know, I am an early English historian, I guess we could call it, because I pretty much argued in my thesis that the English identity was becoming a thing by the end of the 800s, or it was already predominantly a concept by the end of the 9th century, but then the formulation of a true English government, unified England, was not seen until Alfred's grandson. So yeah, I wonder where they're gonna say this starts. Traditionally, I would say it would then start with Athelstan, Alfred's grandson. Is widely regarded as the first English monarch, first king of a unified England. But yeah, let's go ahead and dive right in. This video shows every monarch of England, Great Britain, and the United Kingdom. Oh, that is definitely a monetized. Oh yes, they're starting with my boy. Oh, my boy Alfred. Oh, this makes me happy. This makes me happy. This is already the best video. Yeah, all right. By the way, for those maybe don't understand, I had to mute the video because that's most likely copyrighted music. So I want to be able to, make some money. Edward the Elder. Oh, yes. So that would be Alfred's son. And what we see, the light red of Mercia means that it wasn't fully under the control of the state of Wessex during Alfred's reign. It was largely considered part of Alfred's domain, but technically speaking, they were not fully annexed. Western Mercia was not fully annexed by Alfred. It would be annexed by Edward sometime in the early 900s. And then we've got Athelstan, the first king of England, his son, and then Edmund I. All right. Now, once we get really past, Edred, I don't really know much up until, I think, say, the 1200s. Then Edwig goes and screws everything up, and then Edgar, he comes and fixes some things. And then Ethelred the Unready. And Sweyn Forkbeard, we've lost the House of Wessex for a little bit, and then for about a year, and now we're back with Ethelred the Unready. All right, but he doesn't rule much. Same with Edmund Ironside, and then we're back to the House of Denmark with Canute the Great. Okay, Harold Harthacnut. We've heard that name before in previous videos. Edward the Confessor. House of Wessex is back, and now we're with Harold Godwinson. And then William of Normandy, 1066. Oh, I like how they included a little bit of the Welsh conquests there. Yes, all right. What the fuck is with Stephen House of Blois? His eyes. What the fuck? And then, we got Henry II, the invasion of Ireland's beginning, as well as English domination over France, and then John Lackland screws that up. Henry III, Edward I. All right, Edward I. I think that's Edward Longshanks. He conquered Scotland and then lost it. It was really his son, Edward II, that kind of lost it. Then we're into Edward III, Richard II. Henry IV. Ooh, this is interesting here. All right. Henry V. Technically, by the end of his reign, his conquests, technically speaking, Henry VI was to inherit not just the throne of England, but also the throne of France. But of course, Henry V died before the King of France did, and so, that's not what happened. And then Henry VI, and then Edward IV, bringing about the House of York, the War of the Roses is a thing. And now I think it's over. I don't know too much about the War of the Roses. So, we got Richard III. And now the Tudors are in control. And now we're back to just being controlled on England. Oh, Lady Jane. Edward VI. He looks a lot like his siblings. Huh. I've never seen I don't think I've ever seen a portrait of Edward VI. But he looks a lot like his siblings. Yep, and then Mary and Philip. Elizabeth. And then James I. And colonization has begun. Oh, and then we have the Stuarts. Good old Catholics. And then Cromwell comes in. He's like, hello, chop off the head of Charles I. And then Richard Cromwell. And then boop. We're back to the House of Stuart up until James II. And then we have the Glorious Revolution, I think is what it's called. And Mary and William become king and queen. And then George I of House Hanover, which no, the House of Hanover isn't the current ruling family. The current ruling family is Schleswig-Holstein, I believe. And then they changed their name to Windsor during, I think, World War I. And then George III, all right, the man who lost the Americas. And Queen Victoria, the longest reigning, or formerly longest reigning, House of Saxe, Coburg, and Gotha. Aha, I was right. Oh, are they just going to... Yeah, we've only had 3 monarchs. 4? We had 4 monarchs? George V. Oh, yeah, because after George V, Edward VIII was temporarily monarch for like a month or something. Then George takes over, and then the immortal queen, Elizabeth II. Huh. Okay, that's interesting. My nose still itches. They're still... Oh, fuck. Still counting Canada, Australia, and New Zealand. That's interesting. I mean, I guess, yeah, they are technically part of the Commonwealth. And I think, at least with Canada, they still see, I guess, Elizabeth as monarch, but not head of state. Like, they are fully independent from Britain. I don't know. You fucking Canadians, you got a weird system. Same with you Australians and New Zealanders. Your relationship with Britain makes no sense to me. Coming from an American who has studied your early beginnings, or well, England early beginnings. This is well made. Yeah, this is just information that's available on Wikipedia, but I appreciate that, you know, Cottereau makes the videos still and puts them in pretty easily digestible, visibly digestible information. I think that's really well done. I think it's a still really well made video, even though, you know, it's not necessarily a hard thing to do, but it's still, you know, I still like it. Yeah, I got nothing else to say. I think it's really interesting to see just how empires have changed over time, especially one that's as long lasting as the English monarchy. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed as well. Remember to hit that like button and subscribe for more, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.